Fall is finally here, and with it, an increase in buyer confidence. Things are starting to move slowly again, specifically in a certain part of the city. And considering there's 2 more rate announcements by Bank of Canada, which will likely result in further reductions, we'll see a more escalation in movement in the coming months. What does that mean for you as a buyer, seller, a tenant? We'll talk about all that and more in this episode of Ottawa Real Estate Buzz, including the recent statistics within the Ottawa housing market. Please make sure to watch this episode to the very end. Click that little bell icon so you get notifications as soon as we make posts. Like this video and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Let's get going. We're beginning to see confidence in the market. Buyers are slowly coming out from the sidelines and we are seeing movement, and that's a good thing considering you have 2 more announcements from Bank of Canada, one in October, one in December, and most likely we'll have a 0.5 point rate drop and further 0.5 point to maybe 0.75 come this spring. So spring should be a busier month. We expected movement in the fall. We are getting that movement right now slowly. We're looking at each category. Things are either steady or moving along and slowly increasing. So if you're expecting things to drop, I think we've seen all the drop that needs to be seen, specifically pre-interest rate decreases and drops. I think that's as low as we saw things. So what does that mean as a buyer, seller, or a tenant? As a buyer, I think you should just get on that train right now. This is the opportunity. You have a good number of homes to pick from. You have an option of putting conditions. You can negotiate for that home, and now is it. For sellers, doesn't mean that now is not the best time to sell, considering a lot of sellers are selling to move on to buying something else. So I think to sell now is better because you have options for the purchase. What do you have to do as a seller now? You need to strategize and market the property well. Property needs work. You need to put the effort, the time, and the money, as hard as it may be, to bring that property up to a certain level, because the expectations of buyers is higher now. The borrowing cost is more for them, so it's a lot of pain financially to get that loan to buy your property. So you have to bring it up to a certain level to attract them and have them basically feel that there is a good return in terms of what they're getting. So less headaches, nothing for them to do. They just take over the property and live inside of it, and that's that. Whether it's for investment or for personal use, this is what you got to do as a seller, and this will give you opportunity to sell your property fairly quickly and to move on to take advantage of the market with all the options out there currently. And as for tenants, yes, we do have more inventory now. It is more seasonal, yet with the increase of home prices, the lack of affordability perhaps in the coming months or years, you will see the rental prices escalate and increase over time. It's just inevitable. That's the way it is. So if you are a tenant in a position to buy something and you're just waiting to save that down payment, I think you can do it now. You don't need to save up 20%. I understand there is CMHC mortgage insurance, which will, be put on top of your mortgage and loan. Yet that portion that's added on to your mortgage, it's not comparable to the amount of increase you'll see in home prices. So that percentage will completely outweigh that amount you're putting and adding on to your mortgage if you're to put a lesser than 20% down. So don't get caught up in saving that 20% to avoid the CMHC mortgage. Get into the market now and buy something as a tenant if you can and are able and qualified and pre-approved by your bank, instead of just waiting around and seeing what's going to happen. Okay, so we'll take a look at the activity within the Ottawa housing market for the previous month of September, year over year, category by category, to provide you with an idea of what's happening. Looking at the average sale price for the single homes. This year it's 838,000, and last year was 839,000. So pretty much not a lot of change for the detached single homes. Looking at the townhomes, slowly increasing by 0.4%, 552,000, whereas last year was 550,000. Looking at the semi-detached, we have an increase of 5.6%, 735,000 this year, whereas last year was 696,000. So we're seeing things are steady and increasing. Okay. So the freehold new listings for the single homes, we're at 1,219. That's an increase of 2.4% compared to the previous year of 1,191. The townhouses increase of 0.3%, 623 units versus 625 units. So again, holding steady. And semi-detached is 144 units. That's an increase of almost 12% compared to 129 units. So more new listings for the semi-detached homes, and pretty much steady for the other two categories. Looking at the total homes for sale for the three single homes detached, 1,878. That's an increase of 14% compared to last year, 1,644. Townhomes, 832 units for September 2024. That's an increase of 15% at 832, and last year it was 724. For semi-detached, 187 units, increase of 19% compared to last year, 157. So, now, taking a look at the total sold properties for the month of September 2024, 511 units, 15% increase year over year compared to the previous year. For the detached, 444. Looking at the townhomes, 310 units, increase of almost 9%, okay, compared to last year, 285 units. The semi-detaches increase of almost 20% in sales, 68 units compared to 57 units. So more inventory, lesser new listings, and more solds. Now, taking a look at the average cumulative days on the market. So how long does a unit sit on the market before it sells? For the single detached homes, 59 days. So more days on the market now, 34% more than last year, which was 44 days. For townhomes, increase of 22%, 45 days compared to last year, which was 37 days. And for semi-detaches, 52 days. That's an increase of almost 49% compared to 35 days. Again, this is not a huge thing because we are in a transitional phase, and it just depends on the neighborhood and the type of property and so on. It just gives us a better idea of what's happening. Supply, how much month supply do we have for the single homes? Right now we have almost 4 months supply. That's an increase of 5.4% compared to 3.7 last year. 2.5, 2.5 months approximately for the townhomes. That's an increase of 14% almost compared to 2 months last year. And for semi-detached, 3 months inventory, which is an increase of 20% compared to almost 2.5 months last year. So again, the timing is now, as I keep repeating myself. Okay. Taking a look at the average percent of a list to sale ratio, and pretty much homes are selling very close to asking. Of course, the average list price dropped at a certain time period, and since it has been climbing. So based on the sales activity and the increase in prices, the list prices keep adjusting themselves, and we're seeing that everything pretty much is selling close to asking. Now, taking a look at the condominium market, and things are holding steady and adapting to these changes. Looking at the average sale price, we are down by 3% approximately, 435,000 this year compared to last year, September, 449,000. All right. Taking a look at the new listings for condos, an increase of 14%. 343 units compared to 300 units in the previous year. So again, the timing is great now as far as being able to choose from various options and units to go for. If you're into the condo market, now is the time to do so. Taking a look at the homes for sale total, so 649 units, so we're up almost 41% of inventory for condominiums compared to the previous year at 461. Okay. For the total sold homes, so we have gone up slightly, 152 units, 0.7% increase compared to 151 unit the previous year, September. Right. So condominiums, the average days on the market, you're increased by 20% almost, 90.2%, 62 days it would take a condo unit to sell compared to 52 days the previous year. The condos monthly supply, we have 4 months of supply now for condos, so increase of 41%, and which was 3 months to the previous year, September. We have list to sale ratio, we're almost at asking. Again, the list prices adjust themselves according to the market activity. Take a look at the rental market now. We are seeing more active units in the market for the rentals. So 739 units active for the month of September, whereas 433 rented units. Previous year, it was similar movement, so 542 units were active and 396 units rented. So more inventory compared to the previous year, but I think again that's a seasonal thing, and at the same time, because of the other markets adjusting themselves, we'll see the ripple effect in the rental market in the coming months. Taking a look at the rental market average price, a drop in average price, which is good for tenants for the time being. Previous month it was 2,857. Now it's dropped to 2,803 on average compared to last year, which was 2,798. So we pretty much have dropped on average, as we were the previous year, and it'll be an interesting few months to see how the things will entail. Okay, days on the market. So a rental unit will stay on average about 24 days now, compared to the previous year, which was 23 days. So not a lot of changes with the number of days for the rental units to rent out. So there you have it. If you have any questions, please reach out to me by text, phone, email. I'd love to sit down over a cup of coffee with you guys to discuss the market anytime. So feel free to reach out. And as always, please remember to click that little bell icon so you'll get notification as soon as we make posts. Like this video and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Until the next episode of Ottawa Real Estate Buzz, take care.